Hey, what's going on? I want to record this video really quickly and talk to you a little bit about the fundamentals of stacking monthly recurring revenue, right? What's actually required to make it work. And the easiest way to do this is just to go through this little doc that I've got. Okay, you should be able to access this below here. If you can't, give me a shout and I'll send you a copy of this. Okay, so look, let's just talk about the initial considerations, right? Initial considerations around stacking monthly recurring revenue, why you might even want to do it, and that kind of stuff. Well, look, the very first thing is that you want to be able to grow the business in a way that allows for freedom. Okay, at least that's one of my values. I don't like the idea of having 10-hour work days, 12-hour work days, working 100 hours a week. That kind of thing, I just don't like it. Like for me, I want to work 4 days a week. I'm not work shy. I like working. I think it's great fun. It fills my cup. I like helping people. I like liberating people from the chains of the business that they've built for themselves. But I don't want to do this all the time. Right? I want to exist on multiple planes, and chances are it's the same for you, right? You have your family, you have your friends, you have your work, you have your hobbies, you've got lots of things. You're not just work. And I found that certainly last year, I was becoming just work and I had very little else to me. I didn't like that. But so here's the question. We want to grow the business in a way that allows for freedom, but in a way that it still delivers massive value for the client. We're going to get into why that is in just a second. And on top of this, we want to build it in a way so that it's super, super simple so that you can have a VA or someone who is low skilled, kind of entry level skill in the business, take over the vast majority of the grunt work. Just stuff that takes time, but that is essential for it to run, leaving you with the critical things, right? The stuff that keeps things ticking over, that moves the needle, that actually makes it work, like the content, which is really important for your pre-selling, like maybe sales itself if you don't have a salesperson, okay? And then obviously serving clients at a high level. So this is what we really want, right? Here are the three considerations. We want to build the business in a way that allows for freedom while making you loads of money, but when it still delivers massive value for the clients, so they actually stick around. We'll go through why that's important for monthly recurring revenue and growth in a sec. And we want to have it so simple that a VA or someone with low skill can be a low cost staff member, but a high value asset to the business. Cool. So look, here are the secrets to stacking monthly recurring revenue. This is the formula. Okay, so shout out to Solomon Timothy if you're watching this. Works at ClickX, awesome guy. We used to work together. I used to coach for him. This is the formula that I got directly from him. Acquisition plus retention equals growth. So just think about that for a sec, right? We're playing the monthly recurring revenue games, which means you're not going to be experiencing what you might be experiencing now. 30K month high ticket sales followed by 0, and then a 15 and a 2, and then a 35 and a 13 and a whatever. It's going to be growth. Okay, you're going to have cash injections because some people want to pay in full for the year, they want to prepay a discount, whatever stuff, right? But acquisition plus retention equals growth because the lifetime value goes up the longer we retain someone. So here's what we're dealing with. Acquisition is a function of pre-selling, right? When we talk about acquisition, we talk about what it takes to get clients. Acquisition is a function of pre-selling, which is normally content, brand, conversations that you're having, and then selling slash closing. Okay, so that's normally happening. You can either be sell by chat, by phone call, by webinar, whatever you've got going on. But the point is you have to have a reliable and easy and simple way to acquire new customers. Okay, it doesn't matter what model of business you run. If you can't acquire customers, you've lost the game already. Retention now, retention is a function of the initial momentum gotten. So that's speed. When someone comes into your world, if it takes them ages to get results, they're going to get demotivated and churn, or they're going to have a bad time and ask for refunds, whatever's going on. Okay, speed is a really important momentum gotten. Think about this from a weight loss perspective. If you start a new weight loss journey, but it's going to take you a month to see changes on the scale, chances are you're not going to see it through. You're going to lose belief in the system, your belief in yourself is going to decrease, and you're like, why did I start this journey in the first place? So retention, initial momentum gotten, on brackets, speed is one of the really key things to really give someone the first push forwards. And then we have future pacing. Okay, so here's what we're going to be focusing on going forwards as an example. So what we really want is momentum gotten, and then they believe in the journey. Let's do this way. They believe in the journey that they're moving into, right? People stop working with you when they run out of a future. If the transformation that you're taking someone through is long enough that they understand that they need to be in this path to move forward with you, you're going to have high retention. And then the stickiness of the community itself is a huge factor in this. I have things that I'm still paying for every single month because the community is amazing, right? Because the people in there are great, because we've gelled. If that weren't there, I truthfully probably wouldn't be paying, right? So here are the three components of retention. Initial momentum gotten, future pacing, and then the stickiness of the community itself. Let's just talk about stickiness quickly. What makes something sticky? What makes people stick around? Stickiness is created via being heard. Okay, so someone who's in your program, and this is important regardless of what model you run, that they feel that they're actually being looked after. When they drop a question in the community, it's being answered, right? On the calls, you have time to look after them. All this kind of stuff. That's really important, that they feel heard and that they are a valued member of the community. The next thing now, which people don't focus on, but they should, is a genuine connection between the members. Okay, so you don't want to be in a world where you are running a monthly recurring revenue model, right? Like whether it's consultancy or coaching, and it's functioning as a group, but the group don't know each other. They don't see each other often enough. They're not encouraged to connect with each other and build businesses together and or do joint ventures and or share resources, whatever that looks like. We want to have genuine connection between members. Okay. And another two here, a shared mission. So for example, let me just pause this because I'm going to expand on one. There we go. So for example, when we say a shared mission, the shared mission in my community, by people who are in the MRR Growth Hub, is that they want to grow their recurring revenue, they want to hit their freedom numbers, they want to move forwards, okay? And they care about removing their stress and their workload so they have a high quality of life. Typically, it's freeing yourselves from the chains of the business that you're working, right? Moving towards freedom, profiting lots, and having just a bloody great time doing it. That's the shared mission. And if you don't have this and it's disjointed, then this affects the gelling between community members, and that affects stickiness. Okay, and then well, why am I here? No one really feels the same. We're not on the same mission. The last one here is language and or signs that are all agreed upon. This is really cool. It's like a little bit nuanced. You can slowly introduce this into your community and see what picks up, what doesn't pick up. Oftentimes, communities will form their own language, right? So you think if you're in the crypto space, you've got lettuce hands and all that kind of stuff. If you're in the keto space, there's certain terminology people use. If you've got your own community and people are speaking in a way that is accepted by everyone, it creates connection. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about how you can actually do that on this with regards to agreed language or signs. So as I just said, it's something that you do that is recognizable inside of your community and that someone from the outside might not get. But another way that you can actually do this really, really well is by giving out awards. Okay, so or having milestones that everyone agrees are really important. So for example, for us, we have hitting the first freedom number, right? The very first freedom number, that's the space that everyone announces at the start of their journey. When I hit X per month in recurring revenue, that's my freedom number. That's where everything is okay and I can relax and I can breathe. Obviously, we still want to move forward, right? We don't just want to stop free. We want to have it great and excellent and everything else. But by sharing that first win, everyone joins in, everyone's excited, and everyone cheers for each other, and that creates massive, massive stickiness. And then lastly, just for you as a business owner, the opportunity for vertical revenue streams increases, right? If people are having a great time, they're going to be referring people, right? So if you set this up correctly and you have your acquisition that's ticking over and it's easy and it's done for you, but the focus on retention is great, meaning that they have initial momentum, they get results fast, and they feel that initial boost and they're excited and their peak experience is coming really quickly. Then there's future pacing and that they believe in the vision of the future that they're working through with you, and the community is connected, which means that there's a genuine connection between people, there's a shared mission, and there are agreed either languages or milestones that people are celebrating together. You're going to have really high retention, which will then cause your monthly recurring revenue to grow. And you would be surprised how quickly you can hit 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50K in monthly recurring revenue while keeping your own workload really low, working 4 days a week, by having the retention be really, really, really strong. Think about it this way, okay? If you charge, say, 1K per client, okay, and you have like a 3% churn rate, right? Meaning that for the most of the time, people are just sticking around, and you get 5 clients a month. Like by the time that you're 6 months in, you're on 30K per month, right? Or maybe let's say 3 drop off, but 6 months in, you're at 27K per month now in recurring revenue. All you've got to do is focus on how do I gain 5 clients a month, and your life becomes much, much better, okay? And your workload doesn't increase a huge amount, but your quality of life and the quality of the community is really, really high, so that it's a snowball. Everyone coming in is now being bought into this way of thinking and this way of being. It creates the stickiness, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. All right. If you want access to this sheet, let me know. I'm going to be linking it to whoever messaged me about it. And I hope you found this useful. I hope it's given you some considerations on what you can do yourself inside of your program. If you don't have this yet, talk to me. That's obviously what we're here to help for. And other than that, have a wonderful Friday, and we'll see you soon.